cože je to za dědina, nedaleko Hodonína, je tam a v ní...
Could do with a bite to eat. Don't you start. Oh well, I wouldn't mind a bite to eat, actually.
And the canon of St. Wenceslas in Olomouc was so drunk, he dragged the pig to the market square, saddled it up, and rode it out of the town gate. No, we could see that this wasn't going to end well. So, Sir Peter and I rode off to look for the good canon on his pig.
Did you find him?
We tracked the filthy beast down to a sty beyond Cronau. I mean, the beast with a tonsure on its head. We never found the real pig, but the Reverend was sound asleep in the pigsty.
Birds of a feather stick together. It seems the same goes for pigs and prelates. I toast, gentlemen, to pigs and prelates.
God save their bacon.
Sir Hans, forgive my intrusion, but I need...
Oh, but what? You want to join us? Want to buy us around? I'm afraid we don't drink with peasants. You're not in your village now, boy.
No, sir. Curfew's been rung. The alehouse is closing.
Nothing closes while I'm sitting here. If that's all, you're dismissed.
Are you out of your mind, lad? You can't cross his lordship. He's got a temper like a bear with gut ache. If I was you, I'd get lost before he shows it.
The bailiff instructed me to close the tavern at the proper hour. He doesn't want anyone disturbing the peace after curfew.
The bailiff? The bailiff can kiss my arse. I trust you haven't forgotten who's the rightful lord of Rattay.
No, it's Sir Hannes.
Oh, is he here? What, is he hiding under the table, maybe? No! Then what he wants isn't worth a fart in a bathhouse. And besides, he's only in charge till I grow up.
Which clearly hasn't happened yet.
Enough! You can't talk to me like that. I'm a nobleman.
Come now, sirs. You're not going to fight here, are you?
We most definitely are. This yokel needs to be taught his place.
That'll show him.
Teach that it doesn't happen lesson.
Go on, Show him what for.
Topsy did it.
Beat him down.
I'll
Beat him down.
Crucifix! What in the name of Christ is happening here? Hell? Answer me, damn you!
This peasant insulted me. I had to teach him a lesson.
By rolling around in the mud like a hog? That's a fine example of noble conduct.
Sir Hanush, the bailiff ordered me to...
Silence! You shut your mouth and thank your lucky stars that you are Radzig's ward. Have you gone out of your mind? Raising your hand to a nobleman? And you, Hans, how many times have I told you that drinking with your subjects might be good for their morale, but it's bad for your honor? You spend all your days drinking and chasing wenches, which wouldn't matter if you paid any attention at all to your duties. And now we see what that leads to. Tomorrow, you will go with me to a hearing. Some landowners have asked me to settle a dispute. It'll be an excellent lesson for you.
I had planned to go hunting, but if you think listening to the pointless gripes of a bunch of old fools will benefit me, so be it.
Ooh, hunting? Well then, Your Grace, I'll tell you what. You can go hunting.
Really?
Naturally. Who am I to deprive the young Lord Capon of his sport? And you can take Henry here as your page.
Him? Absolutely not.
You'll do as I've commanded. It's time you learned how to lead people, and not just in drinking and brawling. Now get out of my sight.
Sir, I have responsibilities of the bailiff.
Not
I can't-
anymore. Your responsibilities now are the Lord Capon. It's time you learned how to behave in the presence of nobility. Let's go. Tell the kitchen I'm hungry. It's been a long journey.
God be with you.
Do you know if there's anyone around here who could use my help?
Aye, it could be something for you. You're the blacksmith's son from Skalitz, ain't you? The bailiff here could probably use you. He's got some jobs for the Skalitz refugees, but he's not sure who's good for what. He was moaning about it here yesterday. May the Lord watch over you.
Thank you, Hal. Thank you.
Think nothing of it. The main thing is everything worked out well.
It did. It did. Thank you. And I want you to have this. God almighty. I've got Alishka. After all these years, me, the executioner, has the woman he loves.
Hey. Huh?
What's going on? The folk in town are talking about you.
They shot on me. That's what.
What? Who did?
All of them.
Wait. Tell me again from the start.
All right, if you want. They caught Peter of Dauba, George Weiss, and a fellow named Harold that everyone calls Frost. They're scum who've been hunted for months. Now they've finally been caught, there's a big execution being prepared. Folk will come from miles around to watch.
Well, that's a good thing for you, isn't it?
It would be, if I was fucking doing it.
Isn't it the custom for you to do all the executions in Ratai?
It is. Not just the custom, but by bloody right. You're not being replaced, they said. This is just a loan of Gallows Hill.
It really did fuck you over.
My words exactly.
So who's doing the job?
They invited Executioner Heinz all the way from Kuttenberg. They say it's going to be a big show. Have I ever fucked up an execution? I always behead them in one blow. And when his lordship wants to drag out a hanging, I leave them kicking for minutes. If he wants it quick, they're stiff as soon as I drop them. And they push me aside like that, after all these years of service.
What can we do about it?
Nothing. His lordship's decided, and that's that.
Nothing? You think they should be allowed to get away with this?
Well, no, but
You have the right to executions in Rattay, don't you?
I most certainly do.
Then you're in the right. Don't tell me you can't think what to do about it.
The trouble is, they already paid the executioner and he's come here along with his assistants.
We can't stop the execution, unless Heinz drops dead on the spot.
Which we don't want.
Indeed not. The best thing would be if he fucked up the executions. The famous Kuttenberg executioner can't handle the job. The mob would laugh him out of town and beg me to take over. They'd never invite him here again.
Great, so how do we go about it?
The problem is, I don't know what the sentences will be. They'll only announce them just before the executions, and then it'll be too late to do anything.
Can't we just get him blind drunk?
That wouldn't work. He's no beginner. And even if we did get him drunk, they'd just postpone the executions till he's sobered up.
Suppose I liberate the convicts.
Why the hell would you do that?
Well, it would be an embarrassment, and then...
Only for Rattay, you dolt. Not for the executioner.
Would the bailiff know more?
Maybe. But most likely only Heinz will know the sentence. I've got an idea, though. Will you help me?
Of course.
Great. Thank you, Henry.
So where should I start?
Find out from the bailiff what their crimes are, and then have a look in the Black Chronicle at the Rat House.
It goes back before my time. You're bound to find records of some similar offenders in it. You need to find people who committed the same crimes and came from the same sort of background, noble or lowborn. That way you can find out what the appropriate punishments are.
Then come back to me, and we'll work out what to do.
I'll get moving.
And Henry?
Hmm?
They want to do the executions on my gibbet at Gallows Hill. I can hold them up for a while, but probably no more than a week.
I'll bear that in mind.
You must be up to no good. Sneaking around in the dark.
must eat.
I think I've mastered the basics of combat. Could you teach me something a bit more advanced?
I see. And what weapon are you such a master at?
Can you teach me how to defend myself better in combat?
Certainly.
I'm interested in more advanced techniques.
Wouldn't you rather learn the basics first?
Well, I'll think it over. I'd like to improve my swordsmanship.
Certainly.
I'd like to hone my skills.
First, you have to have some skills to hone.
Well, I'll think it over.
You want to really hurt your opponent. It's no use just flailing at him and hoping you get lucky. You need technique, but using skilled moves is no easy matter. There's no miraculous strikes you can learn that will ensure you win every duel. You've got to work those techniques into your combat, force your opponent into a position you want him in, and then attack unexpectedly.
Ow!
See? I strike from overhead, then slash from the side, and back swing low down. So you expect me to strike from below, but then I turn the sword and strike you with the other side. Once more. Defend. Now, you try it. Strike from above, then from the right, then slash. The strikes have to follow quickly, one after the other. As soon as one lands, you start the next. You have to keep exactly to the sequence, otherwise it won't come off. Slash from above, slash from the right, slash from below. Go! Try to catch the rhythm. As soon as one more lands, change the tone. No! You have to strike me 3 times. 3 times. No! You have to strike me 3 times. 3 times. No! You have to strike me 3 times. 3 times. No! You have to strike me 3 times. 3 times. That's it. Try it once more. No! You have to strike me 3 times. 3 times. Good. Again.
God damn it, my stomach hurts.
Family with fresh bread.
God be with you. I hear there's going to be a big execution here.
There certainly is. It'll be a glorious event for our town. They'll be talking about it for years.
Who's for the chop?
The biggest outlaws and reprobates for miles around. Ice and Frost Herald.
What did they do?
What didn't they do, more like? They caused trouble all over the country.
Who's this Peter of Dorbo?
A noble who lost his fortune. He's been holding up merchants for months.
That's all?
At first, but then his gang started getting bloodthirsty. They wiped out a whole squad that was hunting them. He won't walk away from this.
What can you tell me about Herald?
They call him Frost because he's always cool as ice, until he starts. I've seen plenty of killers and thugs in my day, but that one's got the devil in him.
Why?
They say the only thing that'll put a smile on his face is the sound of screaming and weeping. That beast kills for pleasure. When they caught him, he had a candle made from the arm of an infant. For luck, he said.
Christ. What about Weiss?
No one actually knows where he came from, but they say the murdering started with him. He never leaves witnesses. He'd rather wipe out a whole village than take a chance.
Thanks, Bailiff. That's all I need to know. You look like you've got a lot on your plate, Master Bailiff. Is work keeping you busy?
Busy? I've had so many visitors I wouldn't wonder if the door fell off its hinges.
What's going on?
I've been given the task of putting some of the Scarlet's refugees to work. It's not that there's a shortage of jobs, the problem's sharing them out fairly.
I understand. Everyone has mouths to feed.
The worst part is they won't tell you who really needs a job the most, but you might be able to help, Henry.
How?
They're like to be more honest with you, so you can find out who's in the most need. And you can decide for yourself who'll do what. Will you help?
If you need help, I'll do whatever I can.
You're a godsend. I'm sure it won't take too long. You know how the refugees are getting on, don't you? But ask around if you need to find out more.
What kind of work are we talking about?
Well, old Hagen is looking for a cook, and we need 5 carriers.
A cook and 5 water carriers? That sounds simple enough. Is there a problem?
A little. We need 3 water carriers, but the other 2 will have to carry, begging your pardon, shit. Or as the Pope would say, excrement.
Is there anyone who can tell me more about it?
Yes, the merchant Conrad Hagen is the one looking for a cook, so you can talk to him. And young Alex will know which of the Scarlet's folk are best suited to the job.
That's all I need to know.
Good luck, then. Good luck to you.
Fresh bread. Come and get it. Man cannot live by bread alone. Can't live without it either.
Good day to you. God be with you.
God be with you, good sir.
Could I take a look at the Black Chronicle?
Indeed you cannot.
It would only take a moment, and I'll...
Do you have any idea how much it's worth? If I let one of you near it, next thing every yokel in the manor will be clamoring to get in here.
For your information, the bailiff gave us permission.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm sure there must be some way you can turn a blind eye.
You're finally speaking my language. God be with you. Wait, I'll open up for you. The Black Chronicle is right by the window.
live by bread alone, but he can't live without it either.
I need your advice.
Did you find out what they did? And did you read the Black Chronicle?
Yes.
So tell me what you found out, and I'll see what I can come up with.
Just bear in mind, I can help you work it out, but you'll only find exactly what you need in the Ratai Black Chronicle. Every executioner has his own way of doing things, and this bastard might have different methods in mind.
Peter of Dorba has many murders on his soul, but he's still a nobleman. He's to be hanged.
They're going to hang a nobleman? That doesn't sound likely.
Peter of Dorba has many murders on his soul, but he's still a nobleman. His neck is going on the block.
That makes sense. His crimes are great, but he's still a nobleman, so he gets an honorable death.
George Weiss is a bloodthirsty bastard who left a trail of corpses behind him. He'll be tortured first.
He's got plenty of dead men on his conscience, but I reckon it'll be one of the others who gets tortured.
George Weiss is a bloodthirsty bastard who left a trail of corpses behind him. He's to be burnt at the stake.
Burnt? For murder? You must have read it wrong.
George Weiss is a bloodthirsty bastard. His neck is going on the block.
Beheading? A killer like him gets an honorable death. That doesn't sound like...
George Weiss is a... He hasn't earned an honorable death. He's for a long drop on a short rope.
A murderer deserves nothing better. That makes sense.
Frost Herald is the worst of them all, sent by Satan himself. The things he's done would make a demon blanch. The executioner will take his time with that one. He'll be begging to die. If I read correctly, it'll start with ripping the flesh.
Aye, could be. He deserves nothing better.
So, have we got everything we need?
We've covered all the possibilities. There's nothing more we can think up.
So, what's the plan then?
With ripping of the flesh, the bastard has to suffer, but survive as long as possible.
So, if Herald drops dead right at the start...
The executioner will look like a fool.
But how can I make sure it happens?
I don't know. It depends on the skill of the executioner. An experienced one starts in places where there's no threat of heavy bleeding, the sides, the chest.
And the Kuttenberg executioner is definitely experienced.
No doubt. They use a kind of special tongs, and in between the ripping, the convict's wounds are treated so he can take more.
Maybe the tongs could be spiked with something nasty.
And you'd know what to use?
I know a little, and I might be able to get something.
That would work. Good idea, Hal.
What if I get the one who's supposed to dress the wounds drunk?
Don't do that. It could be someone from Ratai, and even if it isn't, the blame wouldn't fall on the executioner.
That'll do me.
An executioner's greatest boast is to behead with one blow. That's why an executioner's sword needs to be a splendid piece of craftsmanship and sharp as a razor.
I follow you, but how can I get to the sword?
It won't be easy. The executioner's sword is one of his most valuable instruments.
Couldn't it just be switched for a different one?
He'd notice straight away. It's different than a regular sword, heavier with a blunt point. The balance is different too.
I could take yours and...
He'd recognize that too. An executioner knows his sword like the back of his hand. He'd notice as soon as he picked it up.
So I'll have to steal it, dull the blade, and put it back before anyone notices?
Yes, that's probably the only way.
That'll be interesting. And how can I dull the sword? Should I hack at a stone wall?
I thought you were a blacksmith, son. It's enough to cock up the honing. That will make much less noise.
That'll do me. What about the hanging?
If the rope breaks when it's done, it's an unbelievable disgrace for the executioner. Folk see it as the will of God, and sometimes he even has to let the condemned man go.
What about switching it?
That could work. I've got an old rope here I don't use anymore. It looks fine, but it's rotten. It'll be perfect.
Great, I'll use that. That'll do me. Thanks. Can you help me with training my dog?
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it will cost you. Now, pay close attention.
new start. Oh well, I wouldn't mind a bite to eat, actually.
Who's there? Are you deaf?
What's going on there?
What's going on there?
Hey, what are you doing here? Get off quick. Or I'll pull you out. Get going.
What's going on there? Who's there?
God damn it, my stomach hurts.
Gunda! Well landed!
Get going then. But leave that weapon right where it is.
So be it.
Jesus.
What? Hey! Be off now.
Hey! Hey!
There's nothing here for you. Is something the matter?
What's that?
I'll squash you like the louse you are! Bring it on!
Hey, who's that?
give up!
No surrender. We finish what we started.
A pox on you! Ah!
Ah! My word. Oh, good God. I need to lie down before I split my face open from yawning.
Who's there? What's that?
Mother of God!
Stop whining and fight.
Kurva! No!
Oh, damn, I'm tired.
Show me what you've got concealed. Well then.
Where's your torch? Can you hear me? Come on. Hey, where's your torch?
Damn it, I'm
I
hungry.
can't walk around here and... Get going.
What's going on?
Orders of his lordship.
As you wish.
Are you yanking my pizzle? Hand over all the stolen goods you have. I'll be keeping an eye on you. Now you can enter.
Hey, you. It's forbidden to walk at night here without a light.
You! Stop right where you are! Surrender!
You can't just...
All right! Got you at last. Now you get what's coming to you.
What?
Don't bother trying to deny it. Do you seriously think you can get away with murder and other crimes? Not a chance. Personally, I'd rather string you up. But unfortunately, all I can do is throw you in jail.
I won't put up with any more of this. Keep it up, and you'll rue the day you cross me.
If that's how you want it, you idiot, I'm certainly not afraid of you.
Jail it is, then.
Get moving. I hope you rot there. And since I trust you as much as I trust, well, a thief, I'll just search you to be on the safe side. Better hand over the loot now.
at you, Star. Oh well, I wouldn't mind a bite to eat, actually.
Bread, fresh bread. Bread, rolls, buns, and pretzels for you.
God be with you.
I've heard that some pilgrim was selling off pieces of a rare sword. If you happen to have one, I'd be interested.
Did that sasso dabbler send you here?
Why?
Why? Because there was nothing left for him, and now he's envious and wants some too. Well, he's out of luck. I do have it, but I'm not selling.
Man, isn't there some way...
No way. Like I've already said, not a chance. God be with you.
Hey, lad. What do you want to do? What are you doing?
I have to eat something. My insides are shriveled up with the hunger. food.
So, that executioner won't be bothering you anymore?
What? That was you? God almighty.
So then...
Go! Get out! I never want to see you here again.
But...
Get out! Get out, you murdering swine!
Good health to you, sir.
Could I take a look at the Black Chronicle?
Indeed you cannot.
It would only take a...
Do you have any...
Do I look like some kind of yokel?
I couldn't have put it better, my...
I'm sure there must be some...
You're finally speaking, my... God be with you.
The Black Chronicle is right by the window.
Vegetables,
fruits,
bread,
apples,
rolls and
cucumbers,
pretzels.
Come get 'em.
I need your advice.
Did you find out what they did? And did you read the Black Chronicle?
Yes.
So tell me what you found out, and I'll see what I can come up with. Just bear in mind, I can help you work it out, but you'll only find exactly what you... Every
Peter of Daub. His neck is going on the block.
That makes sense.
George Weiss is a bloodthirsty bastard who left a trail of corpses behind him. He hasn't earned an honourable death. He's for a long drop on a short rope.
A murderer deserves nothing better.
Frost Herald is the worst of... The executioner will take his time with that one.
Aye, could be.
So, have we got every...
We've covered all the possibilities.
So, what's the plan then?
An executioner's greatest boast is to behead with one blow. That's why an executioner's sword needs to be a splendid piece of craftsmanship and sharp as a razor.
I follow you, but how can I get to the sword?
It won't be easy. The executioner's sword is one of his most valuable instruments.
Couldn't it just be switched for a different one?
He'd notice straight away. It's different than a regular sword, heavier with a blunt point. The balance is different too.
I could take yours and...
He'd recognize that too. An executioner knows his sword like the back of his hand. He'd notice as soon as he picked it up.
So I'll have to steal it, dull the blade, and put it back before anyone notices?
Yes, that's probably the only way.
That'll be interesting. That'll do me.
An executioner's great... It won't be easy.
That'll do me.
With ripping of the...
So, if Herald drop...
The executioner will look...
But how can I make sure it happens?
I don't know.
And the Kuttenberg executioner...
No doubt. They use a kind...
Maybe the tongs could be spiked with something nasty.
And you'd know what to use?
I know a little, and I might be able to get something.
That would work. Good idea, Hal.
That'll do me. What about the hanging?
If the rope breaks when it's done, it's an unbelievable disgrace for the executioner.
What about switching it?
That could work.
Great, I'll use that. That'll do me. Thanks. Oh, damn it, I'm hungry.
Good health to you.
¡Ay, te escucho!
Add meg magad, vagy kinyírunk! Most megkapom!
Itt fogsz nekem pityeregni?
Kurva élet! A picsa! Itt vagyok! Beresztési! Na! Hát ez érdekes lesz. Nagyság! Nagyság!
Good luck to you. Wait, I'll open up for you.
Good day to you. What? May the Lord watch over you.
At him!
What are you after? Blood will be some. Best you can do. What's the matter? Come on. I'll slap.